Oh, another thing I wanted to talk about, chat. Yesterday was one of the funnest days that I've had in months. Yesterday. And if you guys don't know, it's because of Marvel. Yesterday, Marvel lived. It was one of the greatest moments I've seen in a long time. It felt like old school FGC again. The FGC I fell in love with was there. And I'm so sad. I watched this yesterday and I was feeling so much sadness because this was such a cool experience that I wanted to stream it and I wanted to experience it with others. But because of work schedules and stuff, I wasn't able to restream it. It's weird when you're a content creator, when you're like watching things and you're doing things and you're like, I should have streamed this. And I think Rizzy was a really good example. Rizzy, a good friend of mine, who also streams on Twitch and does YouTube, made a tweet about this. He was like, man, how many of you guys have been playing something, watching something, or just doing something, whatever the case may be, and then you feel like you should have had the camera on. And that's how I felt like yesterday, man. Yesterday was such a magical stream. But if you guys don't know what happened yesterday there was an event on Maximilian's stream, Maximilian Dude's stream. It was a 64-man bracket, I think. Or was it 32? I can't remember. I think it was 32-man bracket. And the fun thing about this tournament is that we get to see the people that have been playing recently. So the new generation of people. So that's like Mundank and what was the other one? Anyways, so the new generation of players versus like an older generation of players. Like Clockwork. Like Flux was there too. Oh my God, I wish I had the list here with me. Nerd Josh was there, I think. Full Schedule, which did extremely well. Marlin Pie, Dual Kevin, Flocker. Oh my God, there you go. A whole bunch of different. I just have to see the list, and I'll tell you everybody that I know. Cloud 805, Killer Kai, Hollywood Killer Kai. These are names that I grew up with. Okay, so I say this a lot, grew up with, but it's not necessarily like I was growing up. It's my FGC childhood, as I like to call it. When I first started off as like an FGC scrub, this is how I grew up with all these different players. And it was something that I hadn't felt in a long time. Even before this pandemic, I hadn't felt like that in a long time. I could feel the passion. I could feel it. I could feel the love for fighting games and for Marvel. And something about that stream kind of spilt on over to me. And I said, there's a fire that's been sparked inside of me, and it made me want to play fighting games again. But I want to talk about something, and I'm going to be rambling. It's not going to be well thought out. It's not going to be, well put together, not well thought out. Well put together. But I want to talk about Max. I want to talk about how much of a big deal this guy is. He's a big deal. And not just because he's a million subs on Twitch, freaking crazy representative on Twitch, has crazy numbers. But I want to talk about how much respect, like the respect just oozes out of my pores, how much I have for Max. And this is not just because of yesterday's stream. This is not because of whatever. This has been just a culmination of years of hard work and dedication to his craft and to his passion. That's something that I have not seen with anybody in this scene. And I will stand by that today. There's a lot of hardworking people, a lot of passionate people. We've seen some of them yesterday. We're going to see them again, and they currently exist. They're going to continue to exist. But in my opinion, I need to talk about how amazing and how much Max means to this community. And I'm going to tell you my personal just experience watching Max as a viewer, as one of you guys, as one of his viewers, as one of his, because he's definitely one of he's inspired many people, myself included. And I'll tell you the day that I decided to take this seriously was because of Max. And I'll tell you just in just a moment. The first time I saw him was, of course, with Marvel, the Online Warrior. For you old boomer heads, you know exactly what the Online Warrior is. And his adventures he had with Dante and Doom and Deadpool and Strider, whole bunch of the characters that he loves to play, of course. Because of that, he decided to take it to the next level. He made Assist Me. This is from my perspective, of course. There's probably a lot more of other things in between and before and after. But he made the Assist Me series, which is something that I loved to watch back then because it infused actual skits that were actually pretty good. They weren't too bad. Cringy, but actually pretty good with tutorial series, seemingly transitioning between each other and creating this universe that we could all enjoy. Entertaining and educational. After that, he kept going with the series, adding new characters, bringing new actors. X-23, that was a surprise. That's the same actress that she played. I think that was Max's sister. I don't remember. Maybe not. I think there was something back then I remember with Max's sister that she helped out with one of the Assist Me's. I think that was her, though. Chris Redfield tutorial, X-23 tutorial, Phoenix tutorial, the original Doom tutorial, Wesker, a whole bunch of different things. And it all of a sudden turned into this crazy show called Assist Me. And I remember when they did the one for MVCI, and he did a 3-parter, which was insane, with the time travel. And the dude is crazy when it comes to quality, when it comes to his tutorials, because that was one hell of a tutorial for MVCI. And I played a lot of MVCI because of MVCI. I'm sorry, not MVCI. Why am I saying MVCI? Marvel vs. Capcom Origins, not MVCI. I'm sorry. During that time is something that kind of clicked. That kind of clicked with me. All right. There's got to be somebody else that represents other games. Max can't do everything. So during the time when I said I want to learn BlazBlue, there was nothing for BlazBlue. And I said to myself, I remember this. Do you know when I said this? I knew exactly. Now, I don't want to be seen, and I don't want to spin this into like my own creation or anything like that. I just want to show you guys how much inspiration, how much passion that this dude has for them to spawn somebody into content creation as well. I went ahead and I said to myself, and this is cringy, I know. And I look back at it being like, what the hell was I thinking? But it is what it is. I said to myself, I'll be the Max of BlazBlue. I'll just cover BlazBlue and do all sorts of stuff with BlazBlue. Lo and behold, that's kind of how I got started. That's how it happened. And I started to make all sorts of BlazBlue videos. I started to make all sorts of tutorials. I started to make all sorts of online matches. I started to film my journey starting from a BlazBlue scrub. I literally had no idea how to play BlazBlue. I don't even know how to play Marvel, Injustice, and Street Fighter. And I grew up playing, and I grew throughout the community playing BlazBlue. The reason why I'm telling you this is that this guy still to this day, that was back in 2016. That was back a long time ago. Here, I'll show you the exact moment, the exact time period where that happened. All right. This video right here, and it was very poorly made, 6 years ago. 6K, 5.5K views. I liked my own video because I'm like that. This guy right here, this kid, decided to be a BlazBlue content creator. Therefore, that's kind of what took off and started this whole thing, this whole chat room, this whole YouTube channel, this Twitch channel, that Twitter account, that one thing. All that stuff was spawned from here. Beardless and wanted to be a content creator like Max. After that, lots and lots of BlazBlue videos were spawned. Lots and lots of videos, tutorials, reactions, matches, trials modes. Oh, Jesus. All sorts of different videos spawned from that. It's crazy to think about. I felt that same motivation that I felt way back then. Yesterday was really special. It was something that I haven't felt in years. Years. Motivated again to create something. I'm going to be honest with you right here, right now. I've been focused on growth. I've been wanting to get to 100K subs. I've been wanting to get more followers. I've been wanting to get more subs on Twitch, all that stuff. I've been wanting to do that. I want to create now. Yesterday made me feel I want to create. No, not as a VTuber. No live 2D debut. Stop it. But I want to create content that I want to do. The content that I want. Not the content that might get more views. Not the content that might get more people watching. Because eventually, like, it'll be worth it. Have a fun time. Exactly. I want to look back and be like, yep, I did that. And it was cool because, to be honest with you, that's kind of what I did a lot with BlazBlue. I was going to do that with Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, but I don't know what happened. I think that mentality of growth kind of got in my head and I didn't see clearly. Either that or it's because I didn't like Grand Blue Fantasy Versus nearly as much as I like BBCF. But anyways, I have nothing but respect for Max. I haven't necessarily met him. He had never spoken to me. We've never had a conversation. I simply did everything through each other's passion. I knew what he loved, and I saw that, and I said, I want to do what I love too. Yesterday, when I saw that stream, I saw him creating all this stuff, and he was having a lot of fun with it. Felt like it was like old school. Assist Me was back. Wave of nostalgia was, dude, hit me like a freaking truck. I kind of want to express the gratitude that I have for Max and how much of a staple he is in the community and how crazy it would be if he wasn't around or he never did the things he did. How crazy it would be now and how different it would be. I wouldn't want that. So I'm glad that he's here and he's still here. And here's another thing too. He's a dad now. I don't think that's sunk in yet. And when he announced that he was going to be a dad, I'm like, damn, dude, gonna be a dad. And that still hasn't hit me yet. It's like, oh, he's a dad. I'm pretty sure people have gone over it or have, if they haven't, that's fine. But it's like, dude, still like gets me. Still gets me, bro. I'm like, damn, he's a dad. He's doing all this stuff, creating this content, entertaining all these people, educating all these people, and he's a freaking dad. Isn't that crazy? He's shown so much passion. We know exactly what Max likes. We know exactly when we see anything Strider, when we see anything Final Fantasy VII related, we see anything with the IPs that he likes. We know exactly who to go because we just want to see him get hype. But yeah, he can be considered like a true FGC dad. It's not literally, he's a father, yeah, but he's also brought in a lot of people into the scene, and he's fathered in a ton of people, myself included. Most of the time when you see content creators from the FGC playing fighting games or something, it's because 90% of it, I guarantee you, is because of Max. Some people will probably say, Daigo. Some people will say this guy, that guy. The Woolie's another one that's really good. But for the most part, I think it definitely Max. 100%. The guy has worked so hard to put fighting games on the map, to be able to express his love through fun videos or fun streams or events. I'm a big fan. So, cheers.